Grab your plastic trim tool. Don't use a butter knife as you can scratch the surface. This whole piece comes off this oval shape. So you can kind of start here on the edge. Just got to pull that out evenly. As you can see here, there's 4 clips. This piece also pops out. Just grab hold of it and pull forward. Using a 10mm socket, go ahead and remove the 4 bolts. 1, 2, and 2 on the other side. Slide this whole unit forward. Here on the back of the radio, unplug the antenna. And if you flip the radio over, go ahead and unplug all your wiring harnesses. Just push in on the clip and slide those out. Here's the OEM part number if needed. All right, now we have these 4 plugs along with the stereo. And we're gonna go ahead and install the microphone. When reading the user manual, it says to either put it in the top center, kind of by the mirror, or right on the steering column. Let's go ahead and just run this wire back here and stick this on here. Grab some isopropyl alcohol. Go ahead and clean the surface. Remove any dirt or oils that are left over. That way it'll stick nice. That fed through here and it's coming out here. You want to be careful because if you look in here, this part is actually kind of sharp, so I ran it underneath. If it's against something sharp, then potentially that'll wear out over time and it'll cause a short or cut the cable altogether with the vibration from driving the vehicle. Then on our microphone, peel this off. Let's stick this front and center and just press and hold that for a few seconds. Then take the remaining wire, bunch it up, and leave a little bit of extra slack to go into the back of the radio. Next, let's go ahead and install the antenna. As you can see here, it just threads onto the back of the radio. They gave us a double-side sticky. Some instruction manuals will say to mount it on the dash, but personally I like to keep it out of sight, out of mind. So I'm going to be tucking it inside the dash. Let's go ahead and put this on and get this mounted up. This is the radio I'm installing. Highly recommended radio. Within the user manual for the radio, there's usually going to be a wiring diagram. It shows the colors and what each function does, but then it also has the speaker wiring, the colors, and what each one does. So I got those all wired up. I believe everything's correct. On this specific harness, it actually came with a wiring diagram I can throw up on the screen. Right now these are being unused, so I need to see these 2 wires within the actual wiring harness, if anything exists there or not. If not, essentially I could de-pin these there. As you can see, I'll try to go through this one by one. Front camera power out, not applicable. SWI, not applicable at the moment. Reverse. Then rear camera power out. A parking switch. We have P antenna. I believe this powers the antenna, so I might actually have to wire this up to get the FM stations to work. And then I believe this is the antenna one that I still need to wire. So we have the front right positive, we have the ground, we have the constant 12 volts. So this is what keeps your clock settings, memory, things like that. Front left negative, front left positive, solid white, no stripe. This one is dimmer input. Have our accessories, so that's when the key is in the ACC or the accessory position, or you're powering your radio, but the engine is not running. Rear left positive, rear left negative. These 2 are rear right positive. These 2, the colors also look slightly off. Rear right negative. And this one is front right negative. And one way you can test this, the polarity is a little difficult, but you can use the balance and the fader on the radio. That's where you go from left to right, front to backward, and you can kind of verify or validate that you have this correctly. Like I said, I'm going to have this double checked, as well as thoroughly go over a diagram from Toyota to ensure that this cheap harness from eBay is also accurate and correct. Here on the back of our radio, let's go ahead and plug it in. Alright, that's tight. Now let's plug in the other ends into the Toyota part. So here's the factory wiring from the Scion. These are the 2 that we wired things into. Along with, we have all these. I think these are for the steering wheel controls. I need to find some sort of adapter or module that we can connect to this. Then we have our microphone. We have our GPS for Apple CarPlay. Once we get the backup camera fully wired in, we'll have this along with this one to power the backup camera. Then we have our FM stations. Okay, let's take these 2 plugs. On here there is a white wire going to where these 2 wires are, so I need to see what that does and where it's supposed to be connected. Let's just plug it in. Then you'll obviously want to have your battery disconnected for this part, just for safety. Let's connect these 2. All right, that's just a rough fit. Let's put the car in ACC and just see if anything turns on. Okay, looks like we're booting up. I have the key in ACC.